like to dissect girls. Did you know I'm utterly insane?
It's Nic Cage November.
What could be easier? It's all alphabetical. You just put it in the right file, according to alphabetical order. You know, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, Z. Huh? That's all you have to do.
Look, Doc, I spent last Tuesday watching fibers on my carpet. And the whole time I was watching my carpet, I was worrying that I might vomit. And the whole time I was thinking, I'm a grown man. I should know what goes on in my head. And the more I thought about it, the more I realized that I should just blow my brains out and end it all. But then I thought, if I thought more about blowing my brains out, I started worrying about what that was going to do to my goddamn carpet. Okay, so that was a good day, Doc, and I just want you to give me some pills and let me get on with my life.
Hooray for the sounds of fucking silence.
I just sold 50 cars for you in one night. All right, I'm a little tired, I'm a little wired, and I think I deserve a little appreciation.
Pick the fucking card!
Ta-da! Oh, yeah! You put your right foot in, you take your right foot out, you do the hokey and you fucking work it all out! Mouth to dildo to ass to ass, high branch, anal beads.
I'm sorry I was such a saint before, and I'm such a
Prick now!
Put the bunny back in the box.
Welcome back to the Skewered Universe Podcast. My name is Jeff, and I don't have Leanne with me this week, but because it's Nic Cage November, I reached out to some friends. Let's be honest here. I reached out to my sickos. Okay, I went to Sickos Club, and of course, somebody was willing to jump on the grenade here in a sense, and come on to do this Nic Cage movie with me. I'm just going to bring him in. His name is Dan. Dan, how are you doing?
I'm doing good, mate. How are you? You all right?
I'm good. I can't complain, and it wouldn't do any good if I did anyway.
Exactly. and look, I'm always willing to take a bullet or a grenade for Mr. Nicolas Cage.
Now,
I'm more than willing to die on the sword at the wee small hours of the morning here. So
I want to ask you real quick before we jump in and we let everybody know what we're talking about. Are you a fan of Nic Cage? Is there anything in particular, or are you just somebody that enjoys torturing yourself with his movies?
No, I don't. I think Nicolas Cage is a misunderstood, much maligned actor. I described him before as Schrodinger's Cage because he can be both good and shite at the same time. So he can be both. But if you've seen like Matchstick Men and Lord of War and Kiss of Death, he's a really good actor in those things. And he's been an action star. He's done adventure movies. He's done Captain Corelli's Mandolin. And look, if it's good enough for Jake Peralta and Kevin Costner when they're holed up to watch Nicolas Cage films, it's good enough for me. So I know I some of his horror films as well recently, things like Willy's Wonderland and stuff. If we take out the abomination that was the Wicker Man remake, and we just forget that ever happened, I don't think he's got a bad back catalogue, really.
Yeah,
I think he's had his tax issues and he kind of did whatever shit would stick when it was thrown at the wall, but...
Yeah, for sure. See, I'm of the same way. I think too many people are quick to jump on the outrageous performances he gives and think, oh, well, he's always overacting. I'm like, you need to seek out the other movies he's done.
Hey, and that's the thing, he overacts if the character warrants an overacting, or the script of the film itself. But he did an hour and a half in Willy's Wonderland without saying a damn word. He just used his face and his energy drinks in a pinball machine. So
I love Willy's Wonderland. I love that movie.
I love it.
Have you ever seen the film Pig?
Yeah.
Another one. He's just so subtle.
Yes.
He's dialed down to zero. And I tell people, I'm like, go watch that. If all you know of Nic Cage is the over-the-top, like Vampire's Kiss type stuff, go watch Pig, and you'll see what he can do. Especially when he's given a script that it seems like he's into, that he can really get his teeth into and kind of show off his acting chops.
I think that's it as well. He's obviously got a pedigree, and he's not exactly... he picked a different family name, so we can say he's a Nepo baby, but he's not really a Nepo baby because he's still on his own 2 feet his entire career, I think. past getting one break. So, things like Leaving Las Vegas and Bringing Out the Dead as well. The man, he's not a shy actor. He just, I think just sometimes he goes a bit crazy if that is what is warranted. And I think people, he's very memeable. I mean, he was great even in like Renfield and things like that.
Yeah. It called for him to be weird and eccentric, and he nailed it. I really enjoy Renfield. I know some people are like, it's shit. I'm like, you know what? It wasn't meant to be a serious movie. It wasn't meant to be taken seriously. Renfield is kind of a superhero taking on Dracula. I'm in.
Exactly. Look, and what was Abigail? Was it Abigail, the one with the wee lassie, and that she was the vampire, and it had Giancarlo Esposito in it and things like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's you can make these modern spins on things, and it's always going to be a case of somebody doing something slightly different. He wasn't, like you say, he wasn't trying to play it like he's Gary Oldman. He's never going to be that. He's never going to be a character actor. So I think his performances are much maligned, and so are some of his films as well. But honestly, I mean, I think I'll watch anything once, because I don't really watch telly. I watch films and I watch TV series if I can binge watch them, because. Mm-hmm. And I'll watch something, and if it sticks in my head and it triggers dopamine, I'll go back and I'll watch it again. And I'll go back and I'll watch his films again and again, because it resonates with you. And I don't think he's shit by it. I think he can be shy and good at the same time sometimes when he is hamming it up, but I think he does it on purpose. So,
oh yeah,
I realise I'm contradicting myself there, but I'm trying to fight the good fight for Nicholas, and I'm convincing myself, I think, at the same time.
Well, that's one reason why I decided November in this podcast was going to be dedicated to Nic Cage, because I've always enjoyed his movies. I mean, I enjoy Con Air, I enjoy Face Off. They're ridiculous, but you know what? It's fun.
How can you not like Con Air, and how can you not like The Rock? How can you not like Face Off? They're stupid, fun films.
And I still haven't seen The Rock.
You've not seen The Rock?
I have not seen The Rock. It is, anytime it comes on, whether it's TV or it's somewhere, I always catch it partway through. If somebody else is in the house is watching it, it's like halfway through, I'm like, I can't, I got to go find it and watch from the beginning. And then I never do, because I get caught up with something else.
There's so many good bits in it. And you've got Sean Connery playing a British secret agent that's been trapped. You've got Cage, you've got Ed Harris, you've got David Morse, you've got Tony Todd in there. You've got Michael Biehn doing the Navy SEALs gimmick again. There's so much in it, so many people in it.
I really need to see it. I really need to watch it.
What is there to not love about San Francisco? That San Francisco setting in Alcatraz, and it's a great, stupid, fun film. I think you'd really enjoy it, given what else you like. So, and it's instantly quotable as well, because you get Connery being Connery. So that's never a bad thing.
Yeah, and I'm someone who, when I think of Connery, I think of Highlander, because I haven't watched any of the Bond films. They just never really clicked with me.
No.
So when I say Connery, I go to Highlander, and I'm like, it is such a weird character, but I'm like, he's so good.
But Connery and everything he ever did, and we're digressing here because it's no Connery November, and Connery and everything he ever did is Connery. It doesn't matter who he is. He's supposed to be an Egyptian Juan Villalobos Ramirez or whatever his name is in bloody Highlander, and he's got his Connery accent, and Christophe Lambert's playing a Frenchman playing a Scot. Which
I was like, we're just throwing everything out the window here. We're just casting whoever.
Clancy Brown turning up as, I don't know what the Kurgan's supposed to be.
I don't know either, but you know what? I'm okay with it.
You know what? I am as well, because especially now when I hear him, and I hear Mr. Krabs every time he's challenging McLeod to a duel.
When I heard that he was the voice of Mr. Krabs, I went, wait, the Kurgan from Highlander? And then I hear it, I'm like, yep, there it is. Okay.
Yeah. SpongeBob McLeod, my boy.
So
I'm all for mashups and crossovers anyway, so yeah.
Same. I'll give anything a chance. If it's two things I enjoy and they're coming together, I'm like, let's see what happens.
Con Air and things like that, and Face Off. I mean, what a stupid premise Face Off is. Who in their right mind would come up with that? And just, I've come up with some stupid ideas at like 3 o'clock in the morning when I've been stoned out my head or on acid or something, and I think, this is brilliant. But I've never had John Woo make a film of it, so somebody did something right somewhere, because if,
Yeah.
So it's John Travolta, and he takes his face off to go undercover to become Nicolas Cage, and Nicolas Cage wakes up without a face and puts John Travolta's face on and pretends to be John Travolta hunting down Nicolas Cage, and then decides he's going to be John Travolta. Fucking mental. That's a fever dream.
Yeah. I mean, it really fucking is.
And Nicolas Cage shot John Travolta's son, and now he's moved in with his wife and his daughter. he's grooming the daughter, and he's doing God knows what with the wife on date night.
There's so much. When I watched it a few years ago, and I was like, oh, there's some really questionable shit happening here.
And then Travolta traverses it, and he gets Nicolas Cage's kid at the end that he'd had with Gina Gershon, and he just, oh yeah, we killed your mum, we killed your dad, we killed everybody you ever knew. You were in the middle of a gunfight, but here, come and live with us.
It was like,
have PTSD and be fucked up.
To this day, I'm like, this ending makes no sense. They just basically stole this kid.
I know. I
mean, he has no parents anymore, but it's like, he doesn't know you.
He doesn't know you, and you killed his mum and his dad, and now you've just stolen him. It's
so crazy. But speaking of crazy, we'll use that as a segue. I'm not very good at that.
I think we needed one with this.
I want to say we, but it wasn't so much we. It was kind of you set this in motion. We watched Mandy.
Under the crimson, primordial sky, the wretched warlock reached into the dark embrace. His fist closed around the serpent's eye. Strange and eternal.
I need you to get me that girl I saw. Do you know what to do?
You're a special one, Mandy. I, too, am a special one. Let us be so very special together.
So what you gonna do with that nigga?
I'm going hunting.
So what you hunting?
It's crazy evil.
You think you're so in love? I'll show you love.
Oh man, they wronged you. You exceeded cosmic darkness.
It glowed from within, strange and eternal.
And that's what we're here to talk about tonight.
Yeah.
And I just finished watching this. I had to watch it over the course of 2 days because I've had so much going on. But
you didn't need a break halfway through it just to recover.
No, actually, I want to go back and watch this all the way through without that break.
It is.
Wow. I'm just going to give the quick IMDb synopsis here, because usually I try to come up with something, but this movie is hard to synopsize. So, the enchanted lives of a couple in a secluded forest are brutally shattered by a nightmarish hippie cult and their demon biker henchmen, propelling a man into a spiraling, surreal rampage of vengeance. That seems very...
I don't think
basic.
that covers it by a long shot.
No, because there's so much. Like, this movie starts off very like, okay, you get to know this couple, you see the people in the cult in the van, you're kind of like, okay, this is weird. And then after a certain point, you're like, where did this go off the rails? Am I on something? Did I get slipped drugs at some point? Because I don't know what's happening anymore.
No, and that's it. It comes out, I mean, even the start, you know, the credits and stuff at the beginning are kind of a bit trippy as well. And you think, hang on, I'm having flashbacks here. Have I, like, somebody spiked me when I've not been, you know, I've gone into this completely blind. And that's it. I don't think anybody goes into it knowing exactly what it is that they're watching. Because from that synopsis, what the hell did you think you were getting? It's not, you know, and it took me about 5 or 6 goes around to even realise when it was set. Because I was like, what year, what time period is this?
The only reason I caught the time period is when it was talking about the Spirit Mountains? And it said 1983. I'm like, okay, 80s. Perfect. Because otherwise, I wouldn't know where the hell we're at.
Exactly. And it's, I mean, where do we start? I mean, so I did a deep dive on the director because I thought, surely this guy's going to be a fucking oddball anyway, because I don't even think you can do it justice describing it for people that haven't seen it. Like the colour palette of the film, the aesthetics of it, the shots, the camera work, the lighting. It is like being inside the tunnel on Willy Wonka's Chocolate Factory with Gene Wilder.
That is a very apt way to put it. That is the perfect way to describe it.
Just fucking lights spinning. You've got some crazy bastard shouting at you. You've seen a fat kid fall in the chocolate river, and you're just wondering what the fuck's going on. You know, it is just takes you out of yourself. You don't. It's just this most bizarre. And you know, how far are we going into this with like the spoilers and things? Because the way that it all unravels, there's no real catalyst for why any of it happens. It's just like, I like the look of her. Go and kidnap her.
It's crazy. And you know what? We will be talking about this freely, so spoilers from here on out. Because I don't think we can talk about this without spoiling anything. So if you haven't seen this movie, as much as I hate to say it, stop listening right now. Go watch the movie, then come back.
Come back and you'll understand exactly what we've been through. Because, I mean, let's start at the beginning. Then let's try and go through it as logic would apply to this. So he starts off and we've got a lumberjack just bumming around chopping trees, which is Nicolas Cage, who again doesn't say a great deal, doesn't just emotes with his face and his wife Mandy, who's an artist and I think she's a writer or something, and you're getting introduced to these characters, and she's walking along going to work. Anyway, we've got this side plot of this weird fucking Charlie Manson type family who are just completely off their tits. We don't have the full backstory on them, but they've got this weird preacher guy who is like, he's a typical cult leader, he's an archetype, isn't he? And but he's a British actor called Linus Roach, and you won't know this because obviously it makes no relevance whatsoever to anyone that's not from England or Britain. But we've had a soap opera running here since like the 1950s, I think, with a consistently running soap opera every week on television. It's like the longest running soap set in Manchester. His dad is a character in that called Ken Barlow, who's been married about 500 times and he's about 90.
Oh,
and he kept having it. And his dad, the actor, Bill Roach, was like just a mainstay of British television. And then he had these kids, and one of them is Linus Roach, who looks like him in a really weird way. So I'm watching it and I'm thinking, oh, that's Ken Barlow's son, because I can't not see his face.
Right.
And he's doing this, he's taking acid and he's doing this Charlie Manson preaching and everything. But he's doing it really fucking unsettling. He just, You would, if somebody had said to you, "Oh, we found this tape of this cult leader," you wouldn't be surprised that it was actually this guy.
Yeah. My only experience with Linus Roach is he was in the show Law and Order here for a while as an attorney, and he played. I'm drawing a complete blank. Oh my god! Shit! Batman's parents' names. He was in Batman Begins.
Oh,
and
Martha and Bruce Wayne.
Yeah, I'm drawing a blank on Bruce Wayne's father's name all of a sudden. Thomas Wayne. Thomas Wayne.
Aye, yeah.
It took me a second, but yeah, I was like...
I did it as well.
And I saw him in that, and I went, hey, that's the guy from Law and Order. And then I looked him up, and I'm like, oh, he's British. Okay, this...
Oh, shit,
this makes more sense. Nolan getting him in there. I'm like...
I didn't even realise it was in Batman. I must have skipped over. Maybe I just got fed up with another Batman's parents origin story, and
I can understand that. We had it way too many times.
As I just start a film like Spider-Man did, and just he's already fucking Batman.
We already know what happened.
Yeah, we know that there was some pearls. We know there was a theatre. We know she got shot, he got shot, and they had loads of money and left it to him, and bloody Alfred bought him up. We don't need any more than that. Doing the credits like the Hulk did. Save me fucking 45 minutes every time you're going to do a Batman film.
Makes sense to me.
So he, for some reason, he takes a shine to this lassie, and there's no real justification.
No, she's just walking down the road, and they're in their cult van.
Yeah.
And he just sees her, and then is like, I need you to go get her.
I want that one. Go and get her.
Yeah, for what reason? They never tell us.
No, there's no explanation. And it's like, does he want her as a wife? Does he want her as a sacrifice? Does he want her as a collector? What is he adding her at the cult? We don't know. I think I quite like the fact that there's no explanation to it.
Yeah, it kind of actually makes sense when you think about it, because you're like, this is probably how a cult would really operate. Is no reasoning, just somebody going, okay, I'll go do it. I'll get her.
And it's the way that they just, okay, fine, whatever. And so I'm trying to remember the order of things. He is it at that point he rings, he calls in the outlaw motorcycle gang that are cannibals that are.
Yeah, because we had was it the older woman in the cult go into the store and Caesar?
What's her name?
Yeah,
Mother Marlene or something like that.
Something like that. And we see them back at their home, I guess, and the leader, Jeremiah, is like, oh, I'm not good, and then is like, I need her, so talking about the Horn of Abraxas to call these... They're finding where Mandy and Red live, and then they use this horn to call the 3 demonic bikers from hell. I don't know.
And that's the thing. Have you ever seen Hobo with a Shotgun?
Oh, yeah.
Right. The plague in that's what these bikers reminded me of. Just like turn up for no fucking reason, and what are you doing? Yeah. Are you demons? Are you from hell? And I'm just like, I'm just going to make up what happens then, because I don't know. There's no explanation as to who they are or why they are. I mean,
like I looked up. I'm like, Horn of Abraxas. That sounds like something. It's like a D&D thing.
Oh, really?
Okay, all right. So you're just throwing shit in here. Got it.
And the thing is, like, again, I can't really understate how fucking trippy this film is. While all this is going on, all these psychedelic colours and, the folk music and the weird sort of trippy things that are going on. And, I found out that the guy that wrote and directed it, his dad directed Cobra, First Blood Part 2, I think it was, and Tombstone.
Yeah, George Cosmatos, I think, is the father.
Yeah, so, he's always... And I was looking at, like, his filmography, and he's not done a great deal of films, but he kind of just... Is it Panos Cosmatos?
Cosmatos, yeah.
I can't speak Greek, so I'm not a polyglot.
I'm not good
I'm not even going to attempt that one.
I'm just going by what I see and trying to phonetically. So I'm like, Cosmatos? Sounds close.
We'll go with yours.
If it's not correct, I apologize.
And that's actually, if I try and say it, I'll probably confuse people that are listening. So, I mean, I might try and make my accent a little bit more lighter, and I don't know whether people will be able to understand everything that I'm saying.
Oh, if I can understand you, they'll be able to, and if they can't, then they can fuck off.
I mean, I can change it up if it makes it a bit easier like that. I don't know. People find things a bit easier, don't they?
You're a chameleon.
I realised I sound a bit like Nigel Tufnell there. I was going for Will Ospreay, but I kind of just ventured into Spinal Tap. So.
The same bruv a lot.
Yeah, so anyway, I digress. Sorry, I've gone off on a tangent.
That's what this show ends up being anyway, so you're fine. You're fitting right in.
Tangent after tangent after tangent. I mean, honestly, I'll just go down little rabbit holes. We'll bring it back round eventually. What we were talking about, Nicolas Cage.
Eventually we'll get back to him.
Hey, so, yeah, and I was thinking, you compare, like, the films that his dad directed, the cinematography and the DP work and stuff like that, and I can't stress this enough, it couldn't be further from anything that his dad ever did.
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah, if you like, if you like feeling like you are in a fucking dreamscape, this is definitely a film for you.
Oh, yeah.
And it's one. We've not even got to the part now. The weird parts. You know, it sounds like that, but we haven't even got to the weird.
We're still in what is considered the normal traditional opening to the film.
Hey, this is not even like the first act. But not even like going. It's a 3-act story. We're in like the cold open. It's not even.
Yeah.
It's
this
is
so crazy.
And so the cult go around her house and they kidnap him, don't they? The bikers kidnap Nick, first of all, and leave her home alone, and she doesn't do a Macaulay Culkin and set up any traps. So she kind of shafts herself. They turn up and they have this really weird interaction where they're like fucking spiking her with LSD and all sorts of hallucinogenic drugs. The eye drops, which I'm assuming is the LSD. I'm assuming so, and it's just mainlined straight into her ocular fucking receptacles.
And
there's no explanation as to.
They grab some giant bug to sting her. I don't know what the fuck that thing was.
Yeah, it's almost like I don't know whether like
a giant hornet or something. I don't know.
Like it's got some sort of hallucinogenic properties, but again, no explanation. Just
no explanation.
Stab her with a fucking big waspy type thing, and yeah. So then, once she's doped up to her eyeballs and supposedly a little bit more compliant, they take her off to old Jeremiah's compound, where he goes on what seems like about a 15-minute monologue where he's like stood in front of, he's playing the fucking Carpenters or something to her. What is it he's playing to her?
Yeah, and then he puts on his own album, apparently.
Yeah, so he's the actor has obviously recorded. I'm assuming they got the actor to record like this weird Charlie Manson type fucking vibe.
I'm certain they probably did.
And he is banging on and he's doing all his philosophy and everything else, rabbiting onto her and monologuing while she's fucked up, as he's fucked up, while the lights are spinning, while you feel like you're fucked up. I mean, I'll be honest, if somebody had slipped me a couple of tablets, I'd have probably joined the cult at that point because he was really brainwashing me.
Yeah, he was saying everything you wanted to hear, and you're like, okay.
He's making a convincing argument. I'm like, okay, yeah, I can see how this goes.
Yeah, it's like, maybe I'm not as strong-willed as I thought. Maybe I would be susceptible to a cult. Jesus.
I know there's me thinking that I can't be sold anything, and I'm completely, I don't believe in advertising, and nothing will ever get through to me. And then, like, I'm thinking, yeah, go on. If you stood in front of me and preached with the Carpenters in your own record, and anyway, she decides that's not going to be a thing. And she like try to remember. She like telling him to fuck off, basically, and
yeah,
she's not having it.
So she goes, "So is this your album? You made this?" He's like, "Yes," and she just starts laughing in his face. she's completely high and on whatever, but still has the wherewithal to be like, no, fuck you, and is laughing to his face, which pisses him off as he's standing there with his robe open, everything exposed for everyone to see.
Yeah, he's standing there completely bollock naked with his robe open like some sort of weird fucking Buffalo Bill looking.
It's just, I was not expecting that. So when it happened, I went, oh, okay, this is where we're at. All right.
And again, it's just one of those things. It's like, oh, we're going down that route now, are we? Okay, right. So the whole thing's just a fucking fever dream. And we're probably, 20 minutes in at this point?
Yeah.
If that.
I mean, it's at least 20.
But I don't know, because it feels like he was monologuing and doing his album for it. But I feel like I sat through a whole fucking concert.
Yeah. I don't know if it's the effect of how the scene is lit and the pacing or what, but it feels so long, but then it also feels so quick. It's like his talking, you're like, okay, this has got to be like 15, 20 minutes. And then I didn't know where we were at. There were several times I had to pause the movie on Shudder to try and figure out how far into the movie I was. At a certain point, I'm like, this is the halfway point, and we've only gotten to here. Oh, fuck.
And again, at this point, all that's happened is he's seen the lassie, he's kidnapped her, he's summoned the dead biker devils to kidnap Nicky Cage, and he's played her his album, and she thinks it's shite. I mean, everyone's a critic. She's not entertained by it.
She is not into it.
She's rejected his advances, shall we say?
And it's so funny because leading up to that, when they were talking about, okay, we got to get her, and they're talking about this, they're mentioning a sacrifice, and there's one guy that stands out in this cult, and it's the overweight, curly-headed guy. I was like, what is he there for? And then Jeremiah just goes, sacrifice him when they get here. He's expendable. It's like
you're a piece of shite. You're going off with the cannibal bikers that are just going to eat you and do whatever they want to you. That's fine, go away. And he just, all right, fine, yeah, I'll go off.
And I like the way he disappears because he's just looking through the window, like smiling, and then one of these bikers grabs him. And he's just like, oh, and he just gets pulled back into the darkness. Like, all right, so long, you're done.
There's no coming back for him if there was a sequel.
I don't know if anybody's coming back for a sequel.
No, I'd be honest, I don't. I mean, God. Mind you, I've seen some films that didn't deserve a sequel and got them, so you never know.
There's plenty of those.
So, we forgot to mention at this point, Nicolas Cage is tied up the whole time in the compound with barbed wire around his head, his midriff, his wrists.
Which, it took me a second to clock that was barbed wire. I was like, wait, what did they... Oh. And it's, not to get sidetracked, but barbed wire is one of those things that is unsettling to me.
Right,
and
okay.
It's from watching so many wrestling matches where barbed wire gets stuck in people.
Yeah, it's that when it just under the skin, and you can see that top dermal layer just lifting off.
Yeah, just talking about it is making my spine shiver. The last time I saw barbed wire in a match, Mox had it in his back, and you could just see it pulling away, and I'm like, oh, no.
There's a line. I don't need that in my life.
I was like, I can handle most anything they do. I've seen matches with C4 explosions go off, but thumbtacks and barbed wire, for some reason, I'm like, can we slow down, please? Just a little.
I mean, I was putting my Christmas lights up a couple of weeks ago because I'm insane, and I stepped on a drawing pin, or a thumbtack, as you would call it, and it went. I want to know what level of psychopaths these people are that can go barefoot and stamp on those thumbtacks. Because I stood on one, and I was nearly crying like a fucking girl, like a little 5-year-old. I was like, I was like, I pulled this thing out of my foot, and I think I've got quite a high pain threshold. By the way, I'll just slightly reword that. I don't want anybody to think that was a sexist comment. I just sounded like a little 5-year-old girl. I wasn't saying that 5-year-old girls are soft. I don't want to incur anybody's wrath and have them kicking my ass.
Just saying your scream was like that of a 5-year-old.
It was reminiscent of a 5-year-old girl's. Just to clarify, I'm cognizant of the fact that I don't want to upset anyone ever.
Yeah, that's typically how I am, but then there are certain people.
Aye, fascists and Nazis can go fuck themselves. With a frozen
and
toast.
apparently when I watched The Elephant Man, I read what Roger Ebert said about that movie, and I got really pissed off when we recorded that episode.
Oh, really?
So I called him all sorts of names. I think at one point I called him a half-jawed bitch or something, so...
Well, that's probably fair if you criticise The Elephant Man. I mean, that's a beautiful film. It's like,
it was...
I don't see how you can ever criticise that as a picture. It doesn't...
Yeah, I don't remember exactly what he said, but it was like not understanding what it was about. I'm like, you're a film critic. You should be able to understand what this is.
Aye, it's a nuanced film. If you can't really understand what they were trying to say with that film, you should need, I don't know. I mean, context, subtext, and everything.
To give it, I mean, again, we're sidetracking, but like I said in the Elephant Man episode when I was pissed off at Roger Ebert, like I said, if you can't understand that this movie is, in the very basic premise, that the monsters are not the monster isn't the Elephant Man. John Merrick is not the villain. It's humanity as a whole are the monsters. It's holding a mirror up to society going, do you like yourself?
And they paraded that poor bastard around like London like he was a fucking party favour.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then even when he's dead, his fucking bones are shipped around and fucking Michael Jackson ends up fucking buying them. You know, even in death, there's no dignity for a man that had something, you know, a horrible disease that nobody really still understands now to this day.
Yeah.
And, you know.
It's just awful. But, but see, this is what happens. We get off on things and I steer it somewhere else. To get back to Mandy, holy shit.
So Nicolas Cage fucked up, tied up
in barbed wire.
And then old Linus Jeremiah Sand says some heinous shit to him and decides he's going to stick him right in his ribs with it.
Yeah.
Shivs him like it's prison, like he's back on the rock. Yeah, like he's in Alcatraz. And
I'm assuming it was supposed to be like the piercing in the side of Jesus kind of thing.
I assume so because he's got him tied up. His arms are stretched out in a crucified position, shall we say? And I think the imagery around it with a crown of thorns with a barbed wire as well. It's obviously trying to make him look like Jesus. So I guess that was what he was going for.
That's what I took from it. I was like, oh, so this guy's thinking. It's like, what the fuck? But it's even worse when he goes, oh, you think you know what love is? I'm going to show you what love is. And then it has that young girl that's part of the cult just Russian roulette right there.
Yeah, but no explanation. Just, kneel down in front of him, gives her a revolver with one bullet in. Well, of course it's a revolver. If it gave her a fucking semi-automatic, they would blow her head straight off.
I seriously was like, oh, she's gonna blow her brains out. I seriously thought that's what was gonna happen.
All over him, that's what I was expecting as well. And she pulls the trigger and there's nothing there. And
what I like though is that you can tell she's obviously scared. So I think she's new to the cult. And there's a sense of relief when she hears the click and it doesn't go off. She's like, oh, it's like, yeah, you asked for this apparently because you wanted to join.
It's like that's his test. That's just a random test just to prove a point to Nicolas Cage's character. And it's like, that's how much power he has over these people. And then, decides he's going to make his point even further with what comes next.
I was not Okay, I did not watch a trailer for this movie. I avoided anyone talking about it. So all I had heard was there's a crazy cult and Nic Cage goes after him. That was all I knew. And that's very basic for this movie. So I was thinking, okay, Mandy, they must have taken her, abducted her, and now he's going to get her back. Nope.
Not in this movie. There's no happy endings here. So we're probably about 45 minutes, half an hour, 45 minutes in at this point.
Mm-hmm.
And the main character that the film's named after gets lit up like a Christmas tree.
It was so unexpected. I'm like, they just carry her out like in, I don't know if she was in a body bag or what, wrapped up in something. They hang her on something and then just douse her with gasoline, set her on fire.
I just completely immolated in front of him as he's screaming. and having been stabbed and wrapped up in barbed wire, watching her burn and hearing her scream, and they just stand around watching. Like, that's fine.
These cult members are watching it like, yeah, okay, and then they're just walking off.
It's like, the way that they seem so bored by the whole process.
It's like, we're doing this again.
She's burned to death. Yeah. Oh, like, look, the flames are licking it.
Another burning woman.
Another one. Oh, look, now she's on fire and I can smell the flesh cooking. What's for tea anyway? It's just not even remotely phased by the whole thing. That's what's funny. Do you think, how many fucking times have they done this? Have they seen this happen and, in front of them? So I can't even remember. So he obviously has to watch her burn and smoulder, and they just wander off and leave him to it, still tied up outside watching his beloved Mandy turn to ashes.
And it's so messed up because you can hear her. I think at one point she's like, "No, no," and then it's just screaming and thrashing around. You're like, "Oh." Jesus.
It's really quite a graphic burning. You don't see anything but the sounds and the just the way that it's edited. Again, I don't want to come back to that abomination, but that sort of that Edward Woodward bit in the original Wicker Man where he's just, oh God, Jesus Christ, that whole being burned alive thing. I think that's probably the worst way to go. I don't know. There's probably other ways you could go,
Bit of an admission here, I'm guilty of not seeing the original Wicker Man yet, so.
Oh, man.
I know. Every time I mention it, people are like, what? Like, I just haven't got around to it. I'm sorry.
No, it's one of those films. It's like, it's such a cult classic, I think, but I don't even think it's a cult classic anymore. I think it's just a classic film. But you've got Christopher Lee just massively hamming it up, having the time of his life. Edward Woodward's just brilliant in it. It's one of those. Again, it's if you want an example of how to write a folk horror film and direct a folk horror film, nothing really happens in it up until it's all about the unsettling village and the conspiracy and the this goose chase that he's on, this wild goose chase trying to find this missing girl, and it's probably. Have you seen Midsummer?
I have.
So you can see, if you watch Midsummer, and if you've ever seen The Wicker Man, there's a lot of Astor's taking a lot of inspiration, which I think most people do if they're ever going to make a folk horror film. If they'll look at The Wicker Man, they'll always take some sort of inspiration from it because it's so iconic, and it's everything about it, like the acting in it, like Woodward's acting, and just the way that it unravels. It's just. Britt Eklund running around trying to seduce him and him being a virgin, and he's gone to this remote island. It's just a brilliant film. And I mean, it must be.
I'm gonna push that up on my list and watch it soon because I've been meaning to.
And it's not particularly graphic in places. I mean, there's some weird bits, but it's just one of those really unsettling. It's probably old hat now. Going back and after you've watched Mandy, I don't think you can.
But see, what's funny is I like to go back to those older films that are basically just atmosphere, tension, not a lot of anything else happening, and I love it. Like The Changeling. Yeah. I don't know if you've ever seen The Changeling, but I love that movie. I hadn't seen it. I bought a special edition Blu-ray that was released, this whole collector's edition. Put it on one day randomly. It was like, holy hell, this movie is great.
Is that the one with George C. Scott?
Yes. The haunted house and... Yeah. I was just like... I
was thinking, what, the one that Angelina Jolie directed?
No, I haven't seen that one.
No, I think that's that's what I was thinking. When
something with a kid or something. Yeah, this is the George C. Scott.
That's a proper... Yeah.
I forget that there's two movies with that name, so when I reference The Changeling, I know I'm talking about the George C. Scott movie, but everyone else may think, oh, the Angelina Jolie film? I'm like, no.
I do that sometimes as well, and I'm like, did I mean that film or did I mean that one? And it's like, no, I definitely meant the one that I was thinking of.
Yeah, because there's a few movies that have the same name, and you're like, no, not this one, but this one.
Yeah, sometimes they come out within a year of each other as well. You try, I've done it before. I've downloaded the wrong film. I'm like, this isn't the fucking film I remember. What's this? I still watch it. So yeah, so she's burnt. He eventually, they fuck off. Nicky's pulls himself. Again, it's that horrible thing with the barbed wire. He just frees himself.
Honestly, I'm glad they didn't do, because my brain was seeing like a degloving happening. Like, I don't know if you've seen Gerald's Game.
Yes.
Yeah, where that. Ooh, I was like, oh no, he's gonna. Oh, and they didn't. I was like, oh, thank God.
It digs in, and you're thinking, oh yeah, it's going to peel the whole thing back. Yeah, so he gets out, and then randomly turns up at his friend's caravan. Who
before that?
No, I missed the bit.
There's a whole bit where he gets inside the house.
He goes home. He goes home first and sits in the bathroom for, again, what seems like an eternity, and drinks a whole bottle of vodka, screaming, sat on the toilet.
I think this is the point where people are like, oh, this is Nic Cage doing Nic Cage. I'm like, yeah, but you understand why he's doing this at this point.
Oh, it was called for. But again, we talk about his acting. That whole scene, he says nothing. He's drinking that vodka, and the way that he's drinking it, and like he's screaming and crying, and there's a whole lot going on in that 3 or 4 minute scene,
Mm-hmm. There's the moment of clarity where he's like, oh, I have alcohol. Let's clean my wounds real quick. And then back to screaming, back to chugging.
He's like, oh shit, I'll pour that on the Jesus wound, and then, oh no, I'll have another shot, and then he sits on the toilet and screams, and then he composes himself and has another drink, and you think, oh, he's calmed down, and then he goes mental again. He just goes batshit crazy. I don't think there's any fault in that within the context of the film. It's exactly warranted. You're
considering
right.
3 demon bikers from hell or wherever abducted him, tied him up with barbed wire, and then this cult forced him to watch his wife burn to death in front of him. Yeah, I think it's a warranted reaction.
And again, we're probably not even halfway through the film at this point.
No, it's just shy of the halfway point.
Yeah,
because this is about where I picked it up, and I was watching earlier, like, okay, I got to time this just right so I finish before we jump on here to record.
And we've got that. So once he's done his whole bathroom exercising his demons, he turns up at his friend's house unannounced, and his friend's some like weird doomsday prepper in a caravan or something. I don't know.
Yeah, we don't really know. We know they know each other because after he opens the door that has "fuck off" written on it, he goes, "Oh, it's you." Because he knocks on the door, this guy goes, "Can't you read the door?" And that's what I was like, "Oh, it says fuck off." Oh, okay.
Yes, he goes inside his caravan, and what is it he calls the thing?
The Reaper.
The Reaper, that's it. So I've come for the Reaper, and again, no backstory or explanation to this. He gets out this big fuck off crossbow and these arrows for it, or bolts, or whatever it is that go in a crossbow. And again, but it's like it's some mythical like Excalibur thing that's been hidden there, but with no explanation for why this guy would have the Reaper crossbow. I mean, what's he done with it?
Like, we're left to try and figure this out on our own. Like, are they friends? Is this a guy that he just trusts? What the hell's going on? We have no idea.
And why has he got his crossbow?
Yeah. Why are you holding the crossbow? And he's like, well, what are you going to do with it? Oh, I'm going hunting.
And then does he ask him about the black skulls? Is that his friend suddenly knows about the demonic bikers?
Yeah, like he's got all this information. He's like, oh yeah, there's bikers, and there's a cook who was making LSD for this cult, but it was like too potent, and they've lost their minds after taking it, and they love it. I'm like, how much exposition are we getting here in this one? This is everything we need to know, and I still don't know what's going on. It's too much to take in.
And it's like a 5 minute. It's not even it's a sub 5 minute scene, and you get a full exposition info dump of the whole lore of the cult, everything.
My head was spinning after this, and I'm like, okay, what I took away from this is his friend is Bill Duke from Predator, and he knows about all this, but I still don't understand what the hell's happening other than he got a crossbow. He gave him some special bolts for it.
And what were they? Special bolts? Were they?
Yeah, he said they would cut through bone like a fat kid cuts through cake. It's like, okay,
right. So we just that was convenient, wasn't it?
Like it's basically like here's the Deus Ex Machina for you.
aye, completely. It's, and you know, there's the whole build up to that point was he goes looking for the bikers with a crossbow.
Oh,
He's kind.
Before that, after he leaves his friend, is when he decides he's going to forge this axe.
Oh, yeah. Let's not like that.
Which I was like, wait a minute, what is happening? And then I see him.
Yeah,
so he gets forge, like,
and the bolts, and you think, oh, right, he's obviously some marksman. He's some like CIA operative that's like done wet work and taken out all these people with his crossbow. And then he goes to a forge for no reason and makes what looks like the bastard love child of a silver bullet being made to kill a werewolf and Thor's fucking big replacement for Mjolnir. But all cast out of solid silver that he pours into a mold. So he took time to design it.
Yeah, obviously he's had this mold there because this wouldn't be something you could just whip out in 5 minutes.
No, so he's got this big mold for this. This axe is like a shiny work of art, and it's the most impractical axe I've ever seen as well. It's not like
it's designed as something someone should just hang up on their wall. It's not designed as a weapon, despite the fact it's got a sharp axe head and a dagger on the bottom. It looks like an ornamental piece and not a weapon.
It's like something that somebody would make, like an H.R. Geiger thing. Like, I want to. Yeah, that's what it reminded me of, Xenomorph as a fucking weapon.
I was trying to figure out, I'm like, what does this remind me of? There's something.
The tail of the handle looked like a Xenomorph.
Because it even had the like bumps and all that in it and everything. Yeah.
Just weird looking. But yeah, so it's got this weird, and I think that's probably the best way I can describe it if people haven't seen it. And then this massive axe head, but then it's sharpened at the end, and then he sharpens it all up and then puts it on his back again, like he's Thor.
Yeah, there's no really other way to describe it.
I mean, I'd have just gone home and got a gun, but he clearly wanted the Reaper that with its bolts that cut through cake like a fat bone, like a fat kid through a cake, which I missed. And this
I had to back it up twice to make sure I heard that line correctly. So I'm like, wait a minute, what did he just say?
And this mythical fucking axe, and he goes hunting for the bikers, but he's kind of sat in the woods in the dark for again. It just seems like a long time.
For a long time, and then happens that one comes riding through.
As the two of them riding through, and then he shoots the one at the back, and then then runs to his truck and chases after him because he shoots him from what seems to be about 2 miles away with a crossbow.
Yeah, I don't know how far off he was, but
so the guy's in the middle of the road with his bolt halfway through his body and his bike on the floor, and Nicolas Cage decides he's going to drive extremely fast towards him in his Ford Bronco or a Chevy Blazer, whatever it is.
Whatever it was.
Hits him, and then barrel rolls down the hill
the truck essentially starts flipping over like he hit a solid concrete pole in the middle of the road.
That's just I don't. Again, is it because they were demonic? Is it because he hit the bike? There's no explanation. There's no. Right. We've thrown logic out the window. We've thrown causality out the window, and now we're throwing the laws of physics out the window. So whatever you want to do, Nick, go for it.
It's at this point now, looking back, I'm like, are we even in reality anymore, or is this something else we're seeing? Because
I didn't think of that actually. Is the whole thing imagined? Is he dead at the point of getting stabbed, and the revenge missions a hallucination before his death, like the Last Temptation of Christ or something?
It's crazy because it's either that or it all happens and then the end is. But we'll get there because it's. I don't know when we'll get there, but we'll get there.
So he's at the bottom of the ravine in his fucked up car and is wrecked, and then the other two turn up and capture him.
Yeah,
the other two bikers turn up and capture him and take his mental axe and his crossbow and his magic bolts.
Yeah, and his shoes, apparently.
For no reason.
Because then when he comes to, he's chained up in, I don't know where. It looks like a boiler room, but then there's a pit in the middle of it.
Like a hell, a skeleton, I don't know whether that was meant to be like a descent into hell, like a Dantean.
Oh, I didn't even think about that.
It seemed like an old missile silo, but I think it was trying to reflect like a Dantean descent into like a, I don't know, maybe, I don't know, I'm finding metaphor in things. I don't know.
That actually makes the most sense because I was looking at it going, where the hell is he now?
Oh, yeah, and then, how does he escape there? I can't remember.
That one of the bikers is watching over him and comes over and I don't know what it says to him. It says something, he goes, I don't want to talk about that. But he's got one hand nailed to the floor.
Yeah, that's it.
One hand is handcuffed like an old rusty pipe that he's figured out is loose, and if he pulls hard enough, he'll get free. And he just ends up beating this guy over the head and knocking it down that hole.
Yeah, he knocks him down the shaft.
That's shaft. Yeah. Thank you. That's a better term.
Yeah, and there's no real explanation as to quote Scott Evil, why didn't you just decapitate him when you had the chance? Take him back to your lair, nail him up with one hand, and do something else just to fuck with him.
Yeah, it's like all they want to do is screw with him now that he's seen Mandy burned alive. It's like, exactly. Screw with this guy. It's like, what is the point?
And then
I don't even know what this other biker was doing before he got knocked down the shaft, because he's just looking out over something, watching over Red. I'm like, what?
Again,
this is all this.
It's not even a plot hole or like a gap with no explanation, because the whole thing's fucked, and it's like you just accept it and go, "Hey, yeah, okay, fair enough." What was he looking at? I don't know. There's no, and so Cage continues his descent through the site, whatever, this underground bunker thing that goes deep underground,
and it's like he ends up in.
He goes through like the lab with the drugs. And
because he grabs like a flak jacket, I think, that was laying there, like some kind of like.
Yeah, it's almost like because they're always meant to be like outlaw biker, like 1%ers. So like in Sons of Anarchy, you have like the meth labs and then in all these films you see them where there's Hell's Angels, they've got guns and drugs and everything else. So he's going to, but for some reason he gets a flak jacket
and then heads down, and he's in what looks. It almost looked like the house where they had Mandy, because it's a similar lighting, but I don't think it was.
No, I don't think it was either. I think it's like he gets to like he descends to the lowest part of the spiral, and having gone through all the drugs labs and everything, at that point I think he started inhaling the fumes, and he started tripping balls as well. So
yeah.
But this potent LSD that everyone got addicted to, I'm assuming at this point he's now mind fucked as well.
I think it's close, because this is where he comes across the other biker that I think has a sword penis and is just doing cocaine by the handful. I was like, what? I was like, wait a minute, what? I was like, okay, there's porn on the TV. This thing is shoving handfuls of coke into its face. And it looks like it has a sword for it, like a curved sword for it. I don't know what's happening.
That's that bladed codpiece thing of fucking Seven. I don't know what's going on with his dick.
Yeah, it's. And he sees it and he's like, okay, I'm going to go fight this guy. And this thing, of course, is like, nope, I hear you coming. Ducks out of the way. And then the fact that he knows how to fight so well against these demonic bikers.
I know. There's. Bearing in mind he's been stabbed, rolled his car, drunk a bottle of vodka, had his hand nailed, been wrapped in barbed wire. The man's on a mission. He's not happy.
What I like is when he gets up out of that room after he knocks that guy down the shaft, the only inkling of the fact that his body's racked with pain is when he stands up and he goes, oh, and that's it.
Like he just cricked his back and he just needed a bit of stretch. Like, oh, yeah, I'm really uncomfortable sitting like that for that whole time.
I was like, I was cramped in the back seat for a bit. Like,
that's But again, it ramps up the fucking weirdness again as he's going down, and like the lighting again, and the sound, and just everything that's going on in that whole silo and that base is just really weird.
It's weird. And then he's got to fight the coked up monster. He finally kills him, and this is where he gets the crimson mask. Just he slices the guy's throat, and he's just smiling and
gets like baptized in his. He gets the full baptized in blood thing, and again, is that symbolic? Probably.
And he grabs a chunk of glass off the floor that's just covered in coke, snorts a whole bunch of it. Then is like, okay, let me find my axe. Let me find the Reaper. Starts grabbing all this stuff, and then finds a random jar. It's like, what's this? And then sticks his finger and puts it on his tongue, and then everything just...
Yeah,
like, so that's the LSD. Okay.
I don't know did he take the LSD on purpose, or is he just testing it? I don't know.
I don't know. I really don't know, but I'm like, you're fueled by hatred, vengeance, sadness, vodka, cocaine, and now super potent LSD.
Super potent LSD that makes you a demonic biker.
Like, I don't think you're on this planet anymore.
And you're fucked up already, eh? It's just... He does go off on it. And again, it's when he takes it, that illumination that just... Boom. It's like his third eye's been opened. And then the film gets even more fucking weird. Like, it wasn't weird enough.
Then he goes and finds the last biker just standing near a burning car.
And we got... How many does he kill? How many of the bikers does he kill in that? There's the three of them that he kills.
Yeah, because after he stabs the one, or cuts his throat, the other one that he knocked down the shaft comes back.
Oh, yeah.
And he kills that one.
He kills him outside.
Because he shot the TV, and then, I don't remember how he kills him, but he killed him. Maybe cut off his head, I don't remember.
He goes back inside. But again, that fight's a really weird fight outside. It's really weirdly lit, and...
Yeah, it's so weird. It starts off with him, he's like, oh, there's just this guy standing there near the fire. I'm going to shoot him with the crossbow. And it does nothing. The guy just still standing there. Then all we see is the profile of this demon thing just pulling the bolt out slowly, and blood spurt. You're like, oh, okay.
So he knows he's got to... I'm assuming he's worked out he's got to kill them by chopping the heads off. And maybe that's why his car flipped then when he hit that one, if they're like tanks. I don't know. Again, no.
There's no explanation.
His mate back out the caravan to get us some more exposition, because nobody fucking explained that bit to us, did they?
No. Like, we need another section with Bill Duke explaining what's happening now, please. Because
just wheel Bill Duke in and just say, right, like popping up like Mystery Science Theatre. What was that thing with the robots and stuff? Mystery Science Theatre 2000.
Mystery Science Theatre 3000, yep.
That was like, just popping up. Like he's Elvira or something, just in case you forgot. There's some more exposition for you. So once he dispatches his biker friends, he goes back into. Is he going to the barn? Is it a barn he goes into, or he goes back inside? Doesn't he?
Back inside, and then I think then he gets on the quad, the 4-wheeler, and then I'm assuming. I know at this point, at some point, he meets the LSD cook, or whatever you want to call him.
He ends up, and it's Richard Brake, who's unsettling to look at the best of time, anyway. So, but Richard Brake is in a cellar, but it's not a cellar, it's like a lab, but it's like something out of Superman, where it's like this phantom zone thing, where it's like broken ruins of some sort of acropolis or something, lined as a path up to where his lab is, and in a cage is a tiger.
For no reason.
And Richard Brake, at this point, the cook, whatever his name, the chef, whatever his name is, I don't think you find out his name.
I don't think so.
Does he have some sort of telepathic link because they've both taken the LSD now? Because he's like empathizing with him, and he's like, oh, they killed her. Oh, they did this. Oh, they've wronged you. Oh, they've done... It's like, hey, because you knew all about it, pal. You sent your biker out to get them.
there's something going on. Because he's like, called him like the warrior come from somewhere, and then the tiger gets out of the cage, and he's like, oh, bye. Like, what?
Yeah, he lets the tiger out, and the tiger doesn't attack anyone, and you think, oh, Nicolas Cage has got to fight a tiger now. Like, no, he gets the eye of the tiger. I don't know, and the tiger just wanders off. But it's just a really surreal imagery, and just there's no logic or explanation to that. But he kind of just empathizes with them and says, yeah, I'll tell you where they are.
Yeah, go north. Like, oh, okay. It's like, we're not going to find out why the tiger's here or anything. I'm just assuming he's fried his brain so much because he's made so much of that LSD. Between the fumes and licking his fingers after he's sticking his hands in it I'm like, I don't know what's going on, but I think you're fried, dude.
But again, he's only in it for like 5 minutes. He's like that one scene. There's no.
Yeah, that's it. I think they just needed somebody who looked unsettling and could pull off this role, and Richard Brake definitely is the guy to go to.
Yeah,
he's got such an interesting face.
He has, and he's always. I mean, he does get typecast a bit as that sort of henchman or villain, or like he's got a really. Again, I don't want to upset anyone, but he looks like a stereotypical Eastern European like gangster.
Mm-hmm.
Almost like an Albanian or something like that, like a gangster in a tracksuit that would have been like. He's got that sort of...
I just realized there's a link between him and Linus Roach from another movie. It goes back to Batman Begins that I was talking about because he was Joe Chill in Batman Begins. It was. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh shit. Yeah.
I just went, oh shit, these guys worked together before. Probably not on set at the same time, but they were both in. And now they're both in Mandy. Again, probably so far removed from each other, not on set at the same time.
But yeah, he's got like a strange. You wouldn't think he'd make it as an actor in Hollywood because he doesn't conform to any of those.
It's the Willem Dafoe factor.
Because he's a bit uncanny looking. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you always need like somebody that goes against the grain of looking beautiful, I guess. How do you make somebody look more sympathetic when they're a handsome bastard like Keanu Reeves, put them against somebody who's like fucking Predator when he takes off his mask? I just...
Oh, God. That just hit me the right way. Oh, bravo. Oh, shit.
I have some sympathy for the leader.
So
then that's what goes out in the casting call. Wanted, just fugly. Fucking strange.
Like, we need an interesting-faced person for this role.
Nice. Somebody that would be on one of those wanted posters that you would do like a sketch, a composite sketch of the Old West. Like, he was wanted for cattle rustling and, like, I don't know, fingering someone at a bank. He's taking them
basically
bothering people, like the original antisocial behavioural disorder of the Old West. So he sends old Nicky off to find, and we're probably about 90 minutes into the film now, maybe.
Yeah,
maybe about 3/4 of the way through. And again, I don't think I can stress how much of the strange journey you go on watching this film. I mean, I got a new telly and the colours on it's brilliant, and it's a big screen, and you kind of get absorbed in what you're watching.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just like you're like in a fucking King Crimson hallucinogenic prog rock thing going on as well with the music, because the music's like this really weird, almost like prog rocky, but like it's really hard to explain the music and the atmosphere that goes with it, like even the incidental music.
Because I figured, seeing just the cover image on Shudder, I figured, okay, this is going to be like some weird synthwave kind of thing, and it's not.
No,
there's
not
none
at
of
all.
that in it. It's all, like you said, this odd prog rock.
Yeah, it's like, I think even like the credits at the start is like King Crimson or something like that. It's like some really weird. Like,
yeah, it said who did the opening track, and I can't remember who it was. I can't remember now because there's so much to try and figure out with this.
There's a lot going on. Yeah. No, it is King Crimson. It is King Crimson. I just looked.
Okay.
It is, yeah, so it's prog rock all over it, yeah.
Yeah.
But as even the credits, like at the start, I don't want to go backwards, but even like the credits at the start are like really weird and trippy and almost like a retro, like the font used and like the way that it's loaded onto the screen, almost like it's been painted onto glass rather than like computer generated. It's almost like it's a matte print.
Yeah.
Or something just to make it look really fucking 70s. So you know straight from the start what you're getting with this film.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
So-
even the little like breaks for like, I guess you would say the chapters. Like when it says the Spirit Mountains, 1983, it's like this really wavy, kind of rounded. I guess you would say it looks like the screen printing of a T-shirt from like the 70s.
I almost like a Grateful Dead sort of font, yeah.
And then you have, I think they were called the Children of the New Dawn. When that comes up, it's like this orange and black, kind of red and black. And where you're like, oh, cult. Immediately, you don't, not even with the name, just the way it's stylized, you're like, cult, got it.
Yeah, it does exactly what. Maybe that's why we didn't need Bill Nunn coming back and just telling us what was going on then, because we just did it with the little interstitial things or whatever they're called. The little.
I did like the last one where it said Mandy, and it just goes into like every like death metal band that has had their name in like that weird plant, thorny, whatever it is.
Yeah,
where you can barely read it.
Yeah, it's like really blurred and it's like really sort of gnarly. Like, yeah, it is exactly that sort of death metal. Like really dark death metal as well. Like that sort of really fucking. You can't hear a word they're saying because they're just growling down the microphone.
Yeah, it's just like.
Yeah, just the sort of thing that just sounds like Satan's arse rumbling when he's had a curry or something.
I mean, you're not wrong.
No, that's exactly.
I mean, hey, if that's what you like to listen to, go for it. That's fine. It's not my thing, but hey, I'm not going to judge you for it.
That's all.
We're just saying how it sounds.
That's exactly how it sounds. But yeah, so that's I've lost my train of thought now where I was going with that. Where do we go now? What happens next?
He heads down like a tunnel on the four-wheeler after he's told to go north.
Oh,
he ends up in like a clearing.
Is this
a river or something?
When we have the chains, the homage to the
This is when this is where like he's like next to a river and then he goes overlooking a cliff and he sees them down below.
That's it.
And some vehicle takes off. He makes his way down there and just kills one guy washing a car by throwing the axe at his head.
It kills him.
And then we get okay. If you guys think the chainsaw fight in Motel Hell is insane, and then you're like, but what's even more insane is the chainsaw fight in Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2.
Aye.
Those are really nothing compared to what we see here.
No. Those are like an appetizer for this main course banquet that's coming with this film. And this is what I mean, like, you can't, that scene, this whole fight scene that's coming up, you can't even. At no point in any sort of trailer or any sort of teaser is this thing even mentioned.
Nope.
You know, and there's no logical reason other than he starts he is a lumberjack. I don't know whether we mentioned that.
Yeah,
again.
You did mention that because we see him cutting and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, logger or whatever he is.
I can't remember what I said 5 minutes ago, let alone an hour ago.
I know that feeling. Trust me, I'll listen back to edit this and be like, we did talk about that. Okay.
You'll just have to change it. Just cut and loop it. I'll put Richard Brake in there. I'll bring Bill Nunn in to do some more exposition for us.
There we go.
Bill Duke. I don't know. I keep saying Bill Nunn. Is it Bill Duke? It's Bill Duke.
Bill Duke, but I knew who you meant, and I was like, I don't want to.
And Bill Nunn's another guy that just crops up, and he's one of those guys that just crops up in everything. Yeah, he's in like Things to Do in Denver When You're Dead and stuff like that. So we get the chainsaw fight scene. Do you want to just go with this?
It's so crazy because Nic Cage picks up like a chainsaw, and you're like, oh, okay. Well, then one of the cult members is like, hold my beer, and pulls out what I'm assuming is like a 6-foot long chainsaw.
He's a tall, lanky drink of water anyway, the guy, isn't he? It's kind of like a final boss or something out of like Silent Hill or something.
Yeah. And he just kind of looks at him and is like, oh, you got that? Well, I got this. And you're like, holy shit.
And this chainsaw it's like this ridiculously long thing. It is fucking stupid. It's completely impractical as a chainsaw.
He starts it in one go and just starts walking towards Nic Cage's character as he's trying to start his chainsaw.
He's got a normal size chainsaw that he can't start. And
yeah, some would say it's average, which is perfectly fine.
It's what you do with a chainsaw that counts. As
actually, in this fight, yeah,
it really is.
This guy does not. You think he's gonna get the better of Nic Cage? Nope. Nic Cage is able to fight him up. It's just he doesn't even have the chainsaw started yet, and this guy swings down towards his head and he blocks it.
And then it's like almost like they're like dueling and fencing with these chainsaws. Mm-hmm. And like I mean, I've never been cut by a chainsaw, but I imagine it's quite a painful thing if one like goes across your stomach.
Yeah, I would think so, because this guy who's, swinging around this 6-foot chainsaw, he gets hit in the side, and he's just like, oh, that's smarted. Okay, back to fight. Like
it's just a nettle sting or something. It's like, okay, pal.
Yeah, he kind of goes, then looks at it and is like, okay, you're not going to get me again. Is this LSD? What the hell is going on?
I don't know. They all like OP at this point. They're all like completely overpowered and just like off their tits on their drugs, and it's just like PCP. Does it give them like
this
extra?
It's like a video game.
It is, and it's like a power up, like on Mario or something. Like just got these mushrooms in.
Yeah, and it's so funny because there's times where this guy gets his big chainsaw deflected one way. I'm like, oh, he's gonna come back, and then he doesn't. I'm like, okay, so you guys are fighting with rules with these chainsaws.
It's almost like there's a level of like. Those are like Queensberry rules of a chainsaw fight. That's like, it would be impolite and impertinent of me to not allow you to, recalibrate your steps. Red.
Although I have to say, how this fight finishes.
Oh.
Like,
I don't think we're gonna spoil it for anyone if we describe what happens with the with the ending of the.
No, because. I don't even remember how it happened, but Red no longer has his chainsaw, and the long chainsaw is on the ground.
Still running.
And Red just finds this long chain.
He finds a long chain, and he whips it around like I'm assuming it's a trick that loggers or lumberjacks use. I don't know. I'm not that au fait with them.
Yeah,
but he manages to launch it at the guy, wrap it round his neck, and then yanks him and yeets him forwards onto the 6-foot-long running chainsaw.
Yeah, the entire length of this guy's body, because he's tall, covers the blade of this chainsaw, and you're just seeing blood spray out everywhere.
And it really is everywhere. And the way that they shoot it is from above, so you're looking down on him. And he's just splayed on this thing.
You see him like kind of shaky, but you see this blood spraying out. And I'll be honest, when that happened, I was just like, oh, I was laughing. I was like, oh, that's good. I've not seen that before. All right.
And it is a really well done scene as well, because it's gory and it's like, but it's not like you see it from above, but you see everything, so you know exactly what's happening. It's just like well done.
Yeah.
It's a really weird fight scene, but it's one of those again. It's just like typical of this film.
We totally missed before that when he found in the daytime when he caught like the right-hand man and the young girl. We totally missed that part.
Oh shit!
And yeah, so before the chainsaw fight that we just described, he finds the guy that was told to go get Mandy and the young girl of the cult, and this guy's like, "Oh, she burned." He gets him and just headbutts him. The guy's on the ground. He goes, "Oh, she burned. She burned so good." And he keeps talking, and Nic Cage just has the axe, and you see him go forward, and this guy stops, and they cut, and he's got the blade the dagger end of the axe in this guy's mouth. And then they cut back and Red just shoves it a little bit more, and then you cut and he's gargling blood.
Yeah, it's like
oh,
between his teeth and it's horrible.
And then they cut back and Red just pushes it a little bit more, and you see just the final of this guy's jaw is like open.
And again, yes, I think that's why this film is a horror film, because the plot's fucking, it has to be a horror film, but it's a really hard to, it's not, again, that's not something you'd get in an action film or anything else, and it's really gratuitous, but it's just really well done.
The only thing I can think of is if you removed all of the crazy color palette and you remove the supernatural element and you make this a cult who had maybe they just had 3 bikers they could call in. This is like a 70s exploitation, almost like rape revenge film, but murder revenge kind of thing.
No, I get what you mean, almost like a nice spit on your grave, or last time left sort of thing. Yeah. I was thinking more like a Nobody or a John Wick, with him just going tonto and just going off and tanking everything. Everybody doing.
I still have to see Nobody, and I have to see all the other John Wicks because I've only seen the first one.
Oh, God.
I know. They came out so quick. I'm like, wait, what John Wick are we at? They're like, oh, it's John Wick 17. I'm like, what the fuck is going on?
That film got me. You're saying about Mandy, you had to go and research this because we're going to talk about it. I put John Wick on, and I'd not heard anything about it. I didn't know what it was. And I thought, oh, what is this film, John? I'd not seen the front cover with a gun or anything like that. Mm-hmm. And it starts, and he's all moping about because his wife's dead, and he gets a dog. I'm thinking, oh, this is, and then they come and nick his car and kill his dog, and I'm thinking, oh shit, this is really bleak. It's really depressing. Is this going to be like one of those arty films where he's and then he just goes fucking mental. That one phone call when he rings and he goes, well, you hit my son. Yeah, why? Oh, he killed John Wick's dog, and they stole John Wick's car and killed his dog. And he just goes, right. Oh shit, it's going to go off here then.
Yeah. The first time I watched the original John Wick, when the group of guys that stole his car take it to the chop shop, and it's John Leguizamo, and he goes, where'd you get this car? They're like, oh, we stole it off this guy. This John. He's like, well, get that fucking car out of here right now. I don't want anything to do with this. I don't want any part of this. I was like, oh, okay, what is this all about? And then we see it. I'm like, yeah, I'm kind of on his side. You took his car, you killed his dog, you deserve it.
I loved it. I love those films where it's just completely get you. Nobody, I didn't have a clue because I'm thinking, oh, it's got Saul Goodman in it. It's going to be it'll be like Bob Odenkirk being a bit funny, because I didn't know, because that's the thing. I tend to avoid I have ad blockers on everything, and I don't watch trailers for stuff, and I just go with things that I like the sound of, or people say, or I just get a film when it comes out and I'll just watch it, and I don't know anything about it. It's the best way, because by the time I've seen a trailer, if I've seen a trailer for a film, I've seen the film. You know what I mean? It's
I don't think 99% of trailers anymore are just a condensed version of the film, and it really kind of sucks.
Yeah,
because directors have I don't think directors have any say in what the trailers are, unless maybe a James Gunn might. Because the Superman trailer didn't give us too much, I think.
No, it didn't it didn't really give away any reveals and stuff, and even things I didn't know, when I went to see Spider-Man when they got Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield, but I didn't know that was happening. I didn't know anything about that. So I was apeshit.
I had heard that they wanted to try and do something, but I never heard it was confirmed.
No.
And then all you see in that trailer is, oh, wait, did they get Doc Ock? What? There's a pumpkin bomb? You don't really see a whole lot, so you're like, wait a minute, what's happening?
And it's oh, they're just bringing these into the MCU now. Is this going to be a thing? Are they redoing it? And it was the same with Doctor Strange. I wasn't expecting Reed Richards and Patrick Stewart to step up and things like that.
Yeah.
And the alternate universes and things. So again, because I don't want to spoil things for myself. I just want to. And so going into this, the first time I saw it was just what the hell? I didn't know what I was getting into.
Yeah, like I said, the only thing I knew was there's a cult and Nic Cage goes for revenge. I'm like, okay, let's see what happens. And I did not expect this.
No. I mean, that there's a cult and somebody goes for revenge. That could be like a Jason Statham film, and it would be a completely different film.
Yeah, this is. Holy. I don't see anyone but Nic Cage playing Red, because if you tried to put Jason Statham in this, it does not work.
No, it doesn't. It wouldn't work with anyone, though. It had to be someone like Nicolas Cage. It wouldn't work with anyone else. Anybody else would get the tone wrong. Mm-hmm. And like I say, he can play a badass. He can play like it. But the descent that the character goes on is a complete mental breakdown. And I think, who else are you going to get? Mm-hmm. Outside of someone like Daniel Day-Lewis, who, let's be right, he wasn't going to come out of retirement to do a film like this.
Yeah.
It'd need to be 5 hours long and it'd have to be an Oscar contender. So it's not, you're not going to get Day-Lewis. Yes.
I mean, you're not wrong. You're not wrong.
He likes the smells of his own fart, that man. He's just up his own arse.
I don't think I've ever seen one movie with Daniel Day-Lewis. I tried watching There Will Be Blood, and I wasn't in the mood for anything that day. I just turned it off.
I think like Gangs of New York is a good film, and like I don't know, I just get like it seems all a bit overindulgent. Like remember, again, things like Kevin Costner films like The Postman and fucking Waterworld and stuff like that. It just seemed like 3 hour long overindulgent shite.
Yeah,
I've
never seen Waterworld. Refused to watch The Postman. I was like, I don't know, that just looks dumb.
There's a lot of...
I've never watched it, so I can't really have an opinion on it. So
no, and I think that's it. I'll watch everything once, and I don't think there's many films that I've put on and I've not like got all the way through, because sometimes I'll get like an hour in and I'll think, am I really willing to dedicate another hour of my life to this? Have I gone? But I'm past that point of no return. I'm kind of invested, and the helicopter can't make it back to shore because I'm too far past that point of no return. It's going to crash into the water. So you just have to ride it out and go with it. If I've committed past 15 minutes, I'm probably going to watch the whole thing, even if I think it was crap afterwards. At least I've given it a chance.
Yeah, I've done that. Even if there's a movie that I've started and turned off, I'm like, okay, I'm going to go back to this. Because there's times where I'm just like, I'm going to put a movie on, and then I realize mentally I'm just not into it. I'm like, I'd rather just put on at this point and kind of zone out.
I think that's it as well. I have a lot of things on in the background sometimes. Like I have my favourite films, and it's not that you romanticize the past, but I have my favourite films that I always go back to that I just have on as like background noise. Mm-hmm. I think just to drown out my own brain.
Yeah, I do that too. Yeah. Most nights I'll go into my Fandango library or my Plex server and be like, okay, what have I got in here that I've watched like a million times? So it's like, Friday the 13th Part 7. Okay, play that and I'll go to sleep to that.
Yeah, and it's even like the music and the things in the film, and it's like, I do it with things like Young Guns. I can hear the soundtrack and I know exactly what part that is in the film. That's just a musical score. I can see the film playing in my head.
Oh yeah, I've done that to my dad. He'll be watching something and I'll be walking through and I don't even see the TV, and I'll just hear a line or a musical cue and I'm like, oh, you're watching Tombstone. He goes, how did you know? You didn't even come in here. I'm like, oh, I heard that character say this to that other guy. And he's like, it's like not even like a main scene in the film. It's like just some random little thing. It'll be like, oh, you're watching Tombstone or you're watching this. He's like, how the hell? I'm like, I watch a lot of movies, okay? That's what's up here.
Yeah, I know. I'm the same. But like, I couldn't tell you what happened on the news or anything like that. If it's not wrestling or a film, I'm probably not going to watch it, if I'm honest.
Yeah,
and it has to be one of the films that I like. I mean, I'm not going to sit and watch like a biopic. I try to watch things like those biopics of like Freddie Mercury and Elton John and stuff. But I just thought about this.
Yeah, there's times where I want to put them on, but then I end up going to something else. It's like, I should probably watch this, but then it's like, do I really want to?
Yeah, I think that's it. And, everybody's got their own little comfort things that they like. And I think mostly for me, it's normally horror. So I think it just stirs my brain the right way, and it helps me write if I've been like a lot of people will say, "Oh, you need to read all the time if you're going to be a writer," and it's like my brain doesn't. I don't write like I'm writing a book. I write like I'm writing a screenplay. Mm-hmm. So I want to set a scene and things like that, but I'm seeing it through a camera rather than seeing it through like a page. So
I can see that.
It's weird. It's weird how your brain works.
Yeah,
I don't know where we went off on that tangent for Nicolas Cage, but
that's okay. It happens. And just to touch on that, like my brain, I'll put on like horror documentaries, like for the making of films, like the Hellraiser Leviathan documentary, or the Pet Sematary one, or Just Desserts for Creepshow, while I'm creating like thumbnails and stuff for the podcast. So I'm sitting here in GIMP doing photo editing and all this stuff, and I've just got documentaries playing in the background about horror movies. Or I'll just put on whatever random horror movie, just kind of spin the wheel and go, okay, this is one of my comfort movies, throw that on in the background.
Some of those documentaries are brilliant, though, like the Friday the 13th one that's about 6 hours long. You got the Nightmare on Elm Street one that's really, where they do a deep dive on every one of the films. There's a Chucky one that's, the Chucky, the Chucky one is really good, and there's another one told for, I think, because there's actually 2 Chucky ones. There's the really long one, and then I think there's the one with Fiona Dourif, I think, is doing one. I'm not sure. There is a couple of
one
Chucky
I saw
ones.
The most recent one I saw was I think it was My Life with Chucky or something. It's told from the perspective of the daughter of Tony Gardner, who worked as the effects artist on so many of the films, and how she grew up around the sets and with him doing stuff at home, and growing up with Chucky as a constant in her life.
And
it's really fascinating. And then she's she became friends with Fiona Dourif, and she's Brad Dourif is like a second dad to her in a sense. I'm like, this is kind of fascinating to get this view on everything. It's a child who grew up around it.
Yeah. I like those ones. I like the which one? What are they called? I've forgotten the bloody names of them.
In Search of Darkness.
That's the ones. Yeah. I'll stick them on. And I haven't seen that. And when it's scanning around and it's got all the pictures from all the front covers, it reminds me of the video shops when I was a kid.
Exactly.
So I'm picking that. I'm going and getting that because I like that cover.
Mm-hmm.
And that image will never appear in that film, but you've sold me just on that one image.
Oh, yeah. And so many times those movies the covers had nothing to do with anything in the film.
No, exactly. And it's just you know you're going to pick that up from your local video shop. And I think that's why I'm obsessed with horror, and it's one of those things. I wasn't allowed to watch it. My dad was like, "Oh no, this is too much." It's like, he wouldn't think twice about giving me a Stephen King book to read when I was 12, but he didn't want me watching Nightmare on Elm Street. So it's like,
yeah, I had a similar thing. My parents were like, "No, you're not going to watch that."
Yeah,
but then I was maybe 12 and allowed to read it.
Exactly.
Okay, I don't understand the logic, but all right. So I would sneak around and stay up way too late, watch Freddy's Nightmares on TV, or Friday the 13th on the weekends, because they would play on the local stations. Heavily edited, but I still watched them all.
I got a job in a video shop when I was 14.
Oh.
And it was brilliant because I used to get in from school, and who would trust a 14-year-old to do this? This is indicative of the place where I grew up. I got the job because my dad had gone in to complain that they'd rented me films that I wasn't old enough to watch. So I went in and said to the guy, "I'm really sorry, my dad embarrassed me. He shouldn't have come in and said that." And the guy said, "Oh, that's okay. Do you want the job?" So I used to finish school and go home and open up the video shop. And it was only a small, a one-room video shop. We had one copy of every film. And it was brilliant because all my mates used to come down and we'd hang around, and then at 8 o'clock I'd just close the shop, and whatever hadn't gone out I'd just take home and watch it. But I had used to sit in the shop and watch film, and he said, "Oh, you can watch what you want, but if somebody comes in and they've got kids and you've got something on, just turn it off in case it's not suitable." So I just troll through all these bloody videos that I shouldn't have been watching, and it's just anything you make forbidden for a kid with censorship, they're going to seek it out, and I think that's just formative years, and it's stuck with me. It's not
I think my parents, because they tried to get my brother and I, to watch Gremlins, and the second they showed the cocoons bursting open, I went and hid on the side of the TV. I didn't want to watch it anymore. I was like, this
Oh,
is
really?
scary, this is creepy. Of course, then a couple years later, I'm seeking all this out. And then you've seen Day of the Dead, right? George Romero.
Yeah.
I remember this vividly. I stayed up way too late. I'm probably like 11 or 12. One of the local stations at 2 a.m. would just play whatever. And I stumble across the scene of Captain Rhodes being torn in half, yelling choke on him at 2 a.m. And I was like, what is this? Oh, this is gross. Oh, I feel like I'm going to throw up, but I can't stop watching.
Yeah, I think the one that got me was I would have been about 8 or 9, and my dad always used to tape things off the telly, on VHS.
Mm.
And he always had this thing about taping films. And I found a tape and I put it in, and it was American Werewolf in London. That was that first transformation, with his hand stretching and the spine, and that was hooked, completely hooked. And that was, practical effects, anything to do with and then it was The Thing. It was American Werewolf in London and The Thing. It was just like, those are just the pinnacles of any sort of practical effects in horror. And it was just, that was a lost cause after that. There was no getting me back.
Yeah. That's why I always dig into the extra features on Blu-rays for stuff like that. So people are like, but why do you want to know how the sausage is made? I'm like, because it's interesting to see how they come up with these ideas.
Oh, it's fascinating.
Practical effects. Because sometimes they're like, oh yeah, we just stuck this on a remote control car and ran it around the set. You're like,
or like in Nightmare on Elm Street, oh yeah, we built a room, we just put it on a pivot and a gimbal and just turned it upside down.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
because in my head, I'm like, how would they pull that off? Did they move the camera around? Was it different shots? No, they just had a room and were spinning it. And practically electrocuted everyone doing so.
Exactly.
What the...
that's necessity is the mother of invention, isn't it? The practical effects just... But even going back and looking at things like American Werewolf in London, how they would work out that stretching and stuff like that, and that slow transition, that fade. Mm-hmm. And I think The Howling kind of gets swept away because it came out the same sort of year, and American Werewolf in London got all the plaudits, but the transformation of The Howling's pretty sweet as well.
Oh yeah, and people are like, oh well, American Werewolf in London because it was Rick Baker. I'm like, you forget Rob Bottin studied under Rick Baker.
They're all wet for each other.
Joe Dante, hey, I got the guy for this for you who's worked with me. Talk to Rob Bottin, he'll get you what you need. I'm like, they've worked together. They were basically 1 and 2.
Yeah,
you have 2 of the top guys at the time doing werewolf movies. 2 completely different styles of transformations, but both so good in their own way.
Exactly, and both going just completely apeshit and going whatever they can do. See how far can they push this.
I need to watch The Howling again.
Yeah, do you know what? I think I need to go and do a rewatch on this. Is a thing I do. I have to watch the whole series of things. So it's like
I do the same thing.
I've just done all the Nightmare on Elm Streets, Friday the 13th, Halloween's, the Child's Plays.
Mm-hmm.
Even when I do The Exorcist, I have to watch the different cuts, and I have to watch The Exorcist 2. And I mean, I'll probably watch The Exorcist 2 when I'm half asleep, but get to The Exorcist 3.
That is what I've avoided is Exorcist 2. So if I get on an Exorcist kick, I watch 1, then I go to 3.
That's not necessarily a bad thing, to be fair, because 3's great.
I've seen enough clips of the second one. I'm like, this doesn't seem like an Exorcist film at all.
No, it's like, in the 80s when they'd bring out those Globus films and they'd just go and buy another film and stick the title to something else on it.
Oh yeah, basically what they did with the Hellraiser franchise.
Yeah, exactly. Or the House films, like House 2.
It has nothing to do with the first one. Although, to be fair, I love House 2. I actually saw House 2 before I saw House.
Oh, really?
So I was like, what is this? I was like, what is this a sequel to? And then I see House a few years later, and I'm like, they are not even remotely connected in any way.
There's just a tangent there. And
then don't get those confused with the Japanese House or Houseu. Because that's on another level completely.
That's what I always appreciate, though, is just finding those little gems that you wouldn't. And it was there are certain films you just don't seem to be able to find, like The Exorcist 2 and stuff. And it's I'm a completist as well, so I have to have all of it.
Same.
And
Same.
It's like The Omen. I don't want to watch The Omen with that weird girl that but I'm going to have to watch it if I start watching the Omen films. Mm-hmm. I'll have to watch the remake, and then I'll have to watch the prequel.
Yeah, it's like for the longest time, if I watched Halloween, I was like, God, now I gotta watch Halloween 3, which now I love Halloween 3.
Do you know what? That's one of my favourites. That is out of the whole Halloween films.
It took me a while to come around because I was like, what even is this? And then later I was like, you know what? They tried to do something different. They did do something different. And people just weren't ready. Like, I wasn't ready to see it. I'm like, where's...
Exactly.
And I was like, I love it.
If they had done what he wanted to do, a different film every Halloween, release a horror film, almost like if they'd have done like John Carpenter Presents Season of the Witch and released it on Halloween, nobody would have batted an eyelid.
Mm-mm.
But because they had that Halloween 3, where's Michael Myers? Always on the telly at the beginning. That's it. Everyone hates it.
It's like...
Even Joe Bob Briggs doesn't like it. It's like, get a grip, man.
And now I'm like, having rewatched it and been like, no, this is actually a pretty brilliant film.
It's a really good film. It's unsettling and creepy, and
yeah,
you know,
Dan O'Hurley is like, as Connell Cochran, I'm like, one of the best villains.
And
Tom Atkins.
Yeah, exactly.
Tom Atkins. How can you go wrong with that?
And Tom Atkins. Oh, I'm not going to spend tonight with my wife and kids. I'm going to go off and fuck this girl that I've just met.
Which is complete. It's like, what the fuck?
I'm supposed to be working in the hospital, pal. Where have you gone?
I would not trust him as my doctor, considering how much he was just drinking the entire movie.
Oh yeah, he's an alcoholic, functioning alcoholic, and runs off with a lass that young enough to be his daughter. And she turns off.
We've completely gone off the rails here again. See, this is what I love, though, because when you find somebody that you connect with and have a good conversation, it can go anywhere.
It can. So, we'll just have to have a shooting the shit podcast and talk shit about sequels, threequels, and prequels.
I could go on all day.
Oh, I know. We better get back to Mandy then.
Yeah. So he took out after he kills the two in the van, or he kills the guy, leaves that young girl. Just kind of looks at her and is like, I'm not going to do what they did to Mandy. I'll let you live. I'm going to take out the rest of them. You're caught up in some bullshit. And then takes out the one guy with the axe, takes out the guy on the chainsaw. Do we go into the underground at this point? I think he's in the underground and he finds the older woman.
The older woman, yeah, the mother or whatever her name was.
And I forget what she tells him, but she says something and he's just not having it. He's like,
she's trying to. I think she's trying to open his third eye at this point, and he's just like, no. No, that's it. Her head comes clean off.
I love that you don't. Do we see him decapitate her? Or is it we don't notice until he goes and sees Jeremiah in his weird.
Well, he goes in to see Jeremiah and chucks their head at him.
Yeah, because he's like, Jeremiah's like, leave me alone or leave or something. And he just chucks something and you realize, oh, it's her head. Oh, shit. Okay. I laughed out loud. It was like, ha, her head.
Yeah, no, you don't. You just see him arguing with her in the tunnel. And then he's like, not buying her shit. And then when he walks in, you don't know what he's done with her. And then he starts to wax lyrical, and then he yeets the head at her, and that's again. No, just there's not like you're expecting like this big epic boss battle again at this point. He's killed all the disciples.
It really turns out to be a lot of nothing. Really,
it just gets his head and just like squish your head.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and
Mr. Tizzix's head just squishes it.
Mm-hmm. And it's so funny because Jeremiah is saying something, and then Red's like, gets him on his knees. The guy's Jeremiah immediately is like, I'll blow you, I'll suck you. It's like,
he does. Like he's on the Epstein file or something like that.
And then Red, with just this altered voice, goes, I'm your god now. And just crushes his head.
It's the fact that he just literally just squashes his head.
I was like, okay, is he gonna? I was thinking, he's gonna do the thumbs in the eyes thing, right?
That's what I was expecting, and he just pushes the head,
pushes, and you just hear Jeremiah scream, and you hear some crunching, and then blood everywhere, out the mouth, out the eyes. It's like, oh, That's it.
Yeah, it's not like this big epic like standoff or anything. It's just like
No, and looking back, I kind of think it had to be that way because Jeremiah wasn't strong like everyone else. He was just charismatic and able to manipulate.
He's just a voice, wasn't he?
Yeah.
It's just so he's got nobody left.
He just had the right people that he could brainwash to do his bidding. He couldn't really handle doing any of that.
No.
So he's like, "Oh, you're weak. I can just crush your head and be done with you."
And then he returns the favour of setting him on fire and everything else. Scorched earth. Just goes scorched earth on everything. Just burns the whole place to the ground.
It's like, you think the fire at the end of Midsummer is epic. Holy shit.
Yeah, there's some accelerant used there. Jesus. Yeah, he goes full scorched earth and there's nothing left of that cult, nothing left of the church, nothing left of anything.
Nothing at all.
It's like the end of Predator, you're like pressing the arm, just vaporizing.
Oh shit.
Oh dear.
And then I think this is where he walks off to his car.
He goes off to his car, gets in his car.
And at this point, he is just covered in all sorts of blood and whatever.
He just looks like a butcher's dustbin. He's just looks like he's been crawled through the remnants of an abattoir and he's just caked.
Mm-hmm. I mean, to use a wrestling term, he's full Crimson Mask at this point.
He's full Crimson Mask, having been fed into an industrial mincer. He's just like just a mess. And he gets in his car and we go down another trippy. It's like another trippy unveiling.
Yeah, because then I think he looks to the side and then he's seeing Mandy at like this party, maybe where they first met.
I think he does like a flashback recollection type thing of how he met her.
Yeah, something. And then he's seeing her in the car next to him.
Yeah, she's just sat in the passenger seat as the world is lit up around him. He just drives down the road and the world just unfurls into this weird, again, psychedelic daydream.
And it's so weird because the colors are not of this world. When you see the sky, there's like 2 suns or a couple of planets. You're like, wait a minute, are we on another planet?
Yeah,
is this not Earth?
Or it's like he's on sort of some ethereal plane. Is he now transcended? What the fuck is going on?
Yeah. Because in the beginning, there's a conversation between Red and Mandy, and they're talking about planets, and they mentioned, I think, Jupiter.
Yeah, she's quite like, I don't know, is it like spiritual and quite sort of philosophical at the beginning, and she's like, yeah, maybe it is a callback to that.
So maybe I'm not sure if he's dead or dying at this point, and this is the last bits of him before he leaves this plane, or what, or if this is just some batshit fucking crazy thing.
Exactly.
It's like, it's not meant for you to understand. Just go along for the ride. I'm like, okay.
There are so many questions at the end of the film, and it's like, yeah, like I said, did he just die when they stabbed him, or is this whole thing gonna? But again, there's beyond that bit of exposition. There's no real reasoning or anything for any of it. Just go with the film. It's just 2 hours of absolute mindfuckery, but in the best way possible.
It really is. Like, I wasn't sure, because all I had heard from people is they either loved it or they absolutely hated it. Those were the 2 stances that I had ever heard.
Yeah, it must be really polarizing then, because it's either there can't be with a film as it is, there can be no middle ground with it. You couldn't possibly just. No, you wouldn't be on the fence with it.
Yeah, like I'll let the cat out of the bag here. I absolutely love this movie, and I want to watch it again.
Do you know what? After talking about it again, I watched it the other night when I said we'd talk about it. Mm-hmm. I watched it again, and I was thinking, I'm going to watch it again after. It's going to be one of those that I'll stick on in the background.
Mm-hmm.
That I did that with Willy's Wonderland. I think I watched it about 7 or 8 times, just like over the course of a month. I just kept, because there's no dialogue in it. You can just have it on and just chill out and just...
Yeah. And it's... Willy's Wonderland, I talked about it. I did a solo episode just by myself talking about it, and I had no idea this thing was even coming out. I found it randomly. It was like, what is this? Put it on, and I was like, this is great.
Exactly. And, because I don't, but like I've got kids and they like Five Nights at Freddy's, and I said, oh, watch this. Oh, this is like Five Nights at Freddy's. And then that Five Nights at Freddy's film came out, and I was like, this is shite compared to Willy's Wonderland.
Yeah.
It was poor imitation. It was like one of those asylum mockbusters of Willy's Wonderland. It was rubbish.
I watched the Five Nights at Freddy's movie. I had zero expectations, so I walked away going, that's fine, but it's no Willy's Wonderland.
Exactly.
And I know people are like, but Willy's Wonderland ripped off. I'm like, yeah, but really, let's go back to it ripped off like the old restaurants like Chuck E. Cheese and all that. They used to have the animatronic band.
Exactly.
And we as kids were like, oh, those things come to life at night, don't they?
That's really sinister. They're really sinister looking. Even like I can remember like was it at Disney, like the Country Bear Jamboree or whatever it was.
Mm-hmm.
Those things are unsettling.
Yeah.
Animatronics are generally unsettling anyway. Especially
and the fact
that
they're getting
mortified.
Yeah, the fact that they're getting better with them.
Oh yeah, I mean, yeah. Last time I was at Disney, I couldn't tell what was real and what wasn't. I was like.
Although I have a habit of finding the videos where they malfunction.
Oh, really?
And that's really, really disturbing. Especially when they're like, oh, in the Hall of Presidents, this guy's arm, like, detached. So it's, like, hanging way down. And he's supposed to, like, sit, but he, like, gets stuck halfway. And then it's, like, an unnatural position, but it's still talking. I'm like, oh, this... It's like...
That's quite weird. But that Hall of Presidents, somebody actually got their arm trapped in the rotating theatre and they got their arm ripped off.
Oh, yeah. See, there's some horror stories that happen at Disney.
Oh yeah, and they cover them up as well. They don't.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I've been on It's a Small World. Christ, I'd rather be in Mandy with Nicolas Cage.
Oh,
I mean, that if I thought Mandy was a fever dream, Christ, That's a Small World is stuff of nightmares.
Yeah. Anytime I would go to Disney and somebody was like, let's go and It's a Small World, I'm like, oh God, why? Why do you want to torture yourself? Pirates of the Caribbean is right over here. I'll go on that 100 times over. I don't care. Why are you making me go do It's a Small World? By the time I come out of there, it's like, I want to kill somebody.
It's that song as well, like, oh God, I can hear it now. It's like I've got PTSD from it.
Yeah, I hear it in my head, and I'm like, oh God, no. Yeah, I'd rather be stuck in the world of Mandy than It's a Small. I'm with you there.
I'd rather be in there with Richard Brake and his tiger than be in It's a Small World for more than 5 minutes. Can you imagine if that ride broke down and you were stuck in there?
Oh,
and the music.
I've heard of it breaking down and people getting stuck in there. I'm like, thank God.
I'd get out and walk. I'd just get out and walk through that bloody water. I'm not staying in there.
Like, I've clocked where the exits are. I'll just get out. I don't care. You can kick me out of the park at that point. I'm not getting stuck in this ride.
Oh, I'm ready to go home at that point. Anyway, I'm not.
You're not sticking me in a straitjacket after I've been in here for 6 hours while the ride is broken, waiting to be fixed. No. I've got enough mental issues I'm working on. I don't need that on top of it.
Oh, exactly. That's like my ninth circle of hell, just like a limbo of being trapped in It's a Small World.
Like, I would rather fight 3 demon bikers than get stuck in It's a Small World if it breaks down. My chances are far better of surviving those 3.
You got more chance of fighting the cannibal bikers than there's at least you can get your Reaper crossbow out and make it a fair fight.
Yeah. I'll go to my forge and make an axe. I just happen to have one. Like, that's a funny thing too about this movie is there's no like hints that he can do any of this. It's just, he goes to his friend and gets his crossbow. He forges an axe. It's like, wait, we had no. It started off with him being a lumberjack, so that kind of foreshadows the chainsaw fight, but nothing else. In some movies, you'll get a hint of like, he like forges stuff. He like makes knives or something. Nothing.
I've got a forge. I'm going to make a big axe, H.R. Geiger type axe with, it's weird.
Which, because it's so otherworldly, it's got me thinking again, like, is this another world? Is this not meant to be Earth? Because nobody would think up an axe like that to go into a fight. If I'm going to forge a weapon, I'm either forging like a crude sword or a crude axe, but not this all silver, highly polished, xenomorph looking.
And it is because
crazy.
he even like polishes it and shapes it and grinds it into like this perfectly sharp thing, but then like it's like brilliantly silver. It's not like a dull steel or anything. It's like,
no, it's got this mirror finish. Like I said, it looks like an ornamental piece that you would hang on your wall that you would find at some shop that somebody's like, oh yeah, Joe Bob made that back in his backyard forge. And like, oh, okay, it's like $1,300 or whatever.
It's like somebody's gone completely mental and just chromed everything in sight. Like, just like, yeah, just chrome it.
I will say the shots of it where the light hits it and there's blood on it look good. So it was made for the purpose of shooting on film, which
and to say it's so shiny, I normally pick up on things because I'm a bugger for it. When you get like reflective surfaces, like noticing like the cameraman or the booming rig or something like that, because it's normally always the case when you've got something highly reflective like that. But the way they shoot it to get the blood and everything on the angle, you don't see any of that. So. Yeah, you have to appreciate the effort that went into the film.
So I have a question now for you. Would you recommend this film to anyone, really? I mean, of course, it's a certain group of people we would probably recommend it to, but would you, if somebody's like, I haven't really seen it, would you try to be like, yeah, you should watch it?
I mean, most of my friends would like the same sort of things as me because I tend to gravitate towards people that are similar because, if all they watch is like Homes Under the Hammer and the Great British Bake Off, we're probably not going to get on. So if they're a bit fucking weird in the group with Clive Barker and Stephen King, they'll like this shit. So I guess look, I would recommend it. I think twofold. If you're interested in like aesthetically different films and you kind of want to see is it fair to say it's experimental? It's kind of experimental in the way that the colour and the landscape is. It's not your usual stock horror film. There's a weird fantasy, and I don't mean like there's dragons and shit. I mean there's like a weird like otherworldly fantasy, trippy vibe to it. So yeah, I would recommend it if you like those sort of weird films, like where people take drugs, like the Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas, where you get like sort of trippy, sidebars and things. And just if you like Nicolas Cage, if you like horror, if you like weird things, if you don't like those things, you're probably going to fucking hate the film. Let's be completely honest. Like you say, it's going to be a polarizing thing. I would absolutely recommend it to any of my friends that were interested in the same sort of things as me because I think they'd appreciate it for what it is. Me and my pal, we're always recommending things to each other, and we've both got similar tastes with stuff. So it's, we'll say. It was him that got me to watch Pig because I was like, I think I'll skip that one. He's like, oh no, you'll like it. So yeah, it's absolutely. I mean, you do this regularly. So where would you do your podcast regularly? I don't think you watch films like Mandy regularly, to be fair.
I mean, not like Mandy. I don't think there's many films like Mandy, but I try to do this as regularly as I can.
I think this is a rare gem. It is one of those standalone things. It's an experience watching this film. It really is. You should embrace new things and try something a bit out there. And I mean, what's your thoughts on it ultimately?
I definitely, because I do have friends who have very similar tastes to me, much like you. So I would definitely steer them this direction. And I know people who just like watching weird shit for the sake of watching weird shit. So I would definitely recommend it to them. Like the people I know who are more mainstream and maybe they're like, oh yeah, I like horror, and it's the very like just on the cusp of what we call horror. I'm like, don't watch Mandy.
No, it is.
You're probably going to hate it. You're not going to understand. I mean, we don't understand it, but you're going to get pissed off because nothing makes sense, but that's kind of the point.
I think it's a film that does make you question things and makes you think. Like when the Beatles were like writing their records and they were taking LSD and they were kind of going down this squeegeeing open the third eye route. Maybe there's, maybe I need to take some like go into the mountains and take some like peyote and just take a little laptop and watch this film up in the desert somewhere off my tits on hallucinogens and see how it hits then.
If you ever do that, I want you to try and document it so you can let me know how that went.
Yeah, I'll live stream it. You'll just see a man having a nervous breakdown and just crying for 6 hours. That'll just be me.
So I'll say this. I don't know if you've heard of the movie. I think it's called Terrified. I believe it's a Portuguese horror film.
Okay.
I could be incorrect, but my wife and I sat down. We were going to watch it. She's like, we should watch this. This looks crazy. I had partaken in some edibles.
Okay.
And they were way more potent than I thought. I looked at her. I said, you have to turn this off. It is scaring the shit out of me right now. I am too high for this. Really? I'm not going to sleep if we keep watching this. I was so high. I could watch basically anything, and there'll be things that are like, ooh, that's creepy. That kind of gets under my skin a little, but I'm never. So being that high on edibles, and just THC edibles, nothing crazy, I was like, no, turn this off. It's freaking me out. I'm too scared. This is too freaky. So yeah, I don't think I could do anything and watch Mandy without having a breakdown of some sort.
Yeah, but you've seen it now, so it's not going to surprise you, is it?
Yeah.
It's not going to catch you. You're not going to be caught unawares if you like.
That's true. That's true.
By the sword penis, or Richard Brake's tiger, or bloody
Linus showing off his roach.
Yeah, exactly. Linus with his last chicken in the shop impression.
Which there's a part of me that's like, man, I wish I would have watched this when it first came out in 2018. But then I'm kind of glad I waited, because then the hype around it has mellowed. There's really nobody talking about it anymore. Because a lot of what I kept hearing was Cheddar Goblin, Cheddar Goblin. It's such a short thing in the film now, because I figured, okay, there's going to be some whole sequence. No, it's a commercial on the TV for like not even a minute. I'm like, oh, okay. I don't get why everybody was losing their shit over the Cheddar Goblin.
No, it's again, I think it's just like, I don't know, like the little zeitgeisty things that just people latch on to. Like you say, you're probably better off doing it 6 years, 8 years later, however long ago it was that,
Yeah, 7 years. 7 years. Which when I looked at the date, I went, was it that long ago? Holy crap. And then I'm like, shit, I've had Shudder for 7 years?
That's quite frightening. I don't know where my life's gone. I'm having an existential crisis now.
There's a certain point where I'm like, what happened? And I think it goes back to 2020. The global pandemic just fucked everything up for everyone.
It just fucking put us on a different path. It really did.
Time doesn't exist like it used to.
No, it doesn't. It was BTK before Tiger King. That's what it is.
Oh my God, Tiger. Jesus Christ. Never going to financially recover from this. Oh, man.
The world went to shit. Joe Exotic.
Oh.
Carol Baskin's feud.
Like, man, I got to thank you for doing this. This is great. I know the time difference, in case anyone doesn't know, is a lot bigger than we thought. So I graciously thank you again, because I know it's super late where you're at, or super early.
It's 20 to 5 in the morning.
So oh my God. Yeah. Well,
well, because the funny thing is, I don't sleep properly anyway. So I normally I write between like 11 and 3, and then I get up for work at like 7. So I don't really have a normal sleep pattern. So I kind of just
but I still feel bad, because I'm here in the States. You said you're in England? Yeah. I say it with a question because I'm like, I know we talked about it in the chat, but I'm like, I don't want to say something wrong, and then.
Well, I'm in Glastonbury in Somerset, so where the festival is, where the big festival is. No.
Okay. I've heard of that area, so I'm not familiar, but I've heard of it. So
sort of equidistant between Glastonbury and Stonehenge. So
nice. Okay,
you get a lot of weird shit around here.
I can only imagine.
It's a weird fucking place. I'm not a very spiritual person, but there are some weird things that go on around here.
Yeah, I'd rather deal with the weird shit that you experience than what's going on here in the States. Because
to be fair, I think like sort of That's fucking weird. That's. I think I'd rather be in Mandy's world than
yeah,
the White House, no, the Oval Office.
Yeah, no. That's all I'll say about that. But yeah, thank you so much for doing this. This has been a blast. I've had a lot of fun.
Really I could sit here for like the rest of the day, shooting the shit.
So I want to ask: is there anything you want to plug? Anything that you're doing that you want to put out there for anyone to find you? Or
you can look me up on social media. I'm on Threads. I tried Blue Sky, but I didn't get on with it. I don't have Twitter because I'd rather put my balls in a vice.
Yeah, that's fair.
Nazi landscape. I'm Legion Publishing on Threads, and you can check me out. I've got my legionpublishing.com is where my books and the stuff, because I'm going to do an obligatory shill if I'm sitting on a podcast.
Oh yeah.
Apparently I've got to do like marketing and stuff. I don't want to do it, but
yeah, trust me. Anytime I go on a podcast, like, what do you have going on? I'm like, okay. And then I have to go on the autopilot and just talk about everything that I'm doing. I'm like, okay.
Yeah, I've got to get used to doing things like that. It's completely out of my comfort zone. So yeah, look me up, Legion Publishing on Threads. And if you're a sicko, you probably know me because I'm the mouthy person that says the C word a lot about things that I don't like.
I will put links to that in the show notes so you guys can go check them out. Again, Dan, this has been amazing talking with you.
It's been an absolute pleasure, Jeff.
You got an open invitation to come back anytime. So,
thank you. I really appreciate that. It's been an absolute pleasure, mate. And and like I say, I was surprised to learn the name was Jeff because I thought when you introduced yourself at the start of the show, my name is Jeff. I thought you were doing the 21 Jump Street bit.
No, it didn't even dawn on me when I started doing that people would think that. But yeah, it's legit shoot name to go back to wrestling.
So yeah. It's been an absolute pleasure, mate. Thank you very much.
Right. Thank you, man. I really do appreciate it. You too.
Have a good evening, whatever time it is over there.
Once again, I want to thank Dan for coming on and talking Mandy with me. It was a really good time, if you couldn't tell. Make sure you go check him out on Threads and his website. Threads, you can find him at Legion Publishing or go to legionpublishing.com. Check out everything he's got going on. There will also be links in the show description. As for this show, we're available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Amazon Music, pretty much any podcatcher you have. YouTube Music, I believe we're also there, but you can also go to our YouTube channel. Just search for Skewered Universe Podcast. Audio-only episodes are there. You can also head over to skeweredhead.com where you can find all the links to all of our social media. That's Facebook, Threads, Blue Sky, and of course TikTok, because we do stuff over there. I haven't been doing it for a while. I plan on getting back on that, but, life has just been a little crazy lately, And if you remember, I also do a show every Saturday where we go live, and that is called Tales from the Podcast. I do that with my friend JB. We are currently going through the final few seasons of Are You Afraid of the Dark? That has been a lot of fun. That will carry us into the new year. So if you're somebody who has nostalgia for those, we're currently in the later seasons, so from 2000 on, the revivals and all that. Come check us out. Join us live every Saturday. We go live at 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern. Sometimes we go a little earlier, but you can join the Tales from the Podcast Discord, and you'll get notified when we go live there. You can get all that information at talesfromthepodcast.com. If you head over there, you'll find the link to the Patreon to support our show over there. You can also find the link to get our video game, Tales from the Podcast, the fucking video game, a retro-style RPG-type game, single player, no launchers needed. $10 gets you the game. We'll send you the link. You download it. It's yours forever. And if you want access to the in-game cheat bot, another $5. So $15 gets you the full game and the cheat bot. And honestly, the cheat bot can come in handy. You never know. You might need it. You might want to have some fun with it. So head on over to talesfromthepodcast.com. You can check that out. And while you're there, you can also check out Tales of Shock and Terror Volume 1. And if there are any copies left, you can get a hold of one. And soon, if you didn't support the Kickstarter for Volume 2, it's going to be hard to get your hands on that one. But keep your eyes on that show, Tales from the Podcast, because if there are any left after the Kickstarter in that you can order from the website, we will make sure to let you know about that. And I'm sure there will be appearances by JB Places to sell those if you were local to his areas in Ohio. That said, this has been a lot of fun for Nic Cage November. Again, I want to thank Dan for coming on. The time difference was a motherfucker, but we made it work. And yeah, until next time, keep enjoying that universe that's just a bit skewered.